Today's top 24 tech stories. Subscribe and hit the bell for daily tech updates. Clintech Pico Board exposes all 48 RP2354B GPIO in Pico-compatible form factor. Clintech has launched a crowd supply campaign for its Pico Board, an open hardware microcontroller board based on Raspberry Pi's RP2354B. The board exposes all 48 GPIO and maintains pin compatibility with the original Raspberry Pi Pico along its two castellated edges. The computer at the bottom of a canal, a processor designed by Linn Products in 1988, which checked memory access and garbage collected its own heap, has been found at the bottom of the Forth and Clyde Canal. The innovative design, initially considered a charming folly, is now being implemented in production silicon from ARM, nearly 4 decades later. Icy Electronics NRF54L15 Discovery devboard integrates a snappable NRF52820 CMSIS-DAP debugger. The NRF54L15 Discovery is a compact wireless development board featuring an onboard NRF52820 CMSIS-DAP debugger/programmer for Bluetooth LA, Thread, ZigBee, Matter, NFC, and other 2.4 GHz EOT applications. The board's snap-apart design allows the target and interface MCUs to be used as two standalone boards. IIT Madras to host Digital India RISC-V Symposium 2026 on India's semiconductor future. Indian Institute of Technology, Madras IIT Madras will host the Digital India RISC-V Symposium 2026 from August 1-2, partnering with MateY, Government of India, and RISC-V International. The event aims to empower India's semiconductor future by bringing together policymakers, experts, researchers, startups, and industry leaders to collaborate on secure and trusted technologies. MakerGo ESP32C5 EVB board features RS-485 interface, 4 relays, 4 opto-isolated inputs. MakerGo ESP32C5 EVB is an ESP32C5 board featuring 4 relays, 4 opto-isolated inputs, and RS-485 communication capabilities. It also supports Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth Low Energy 5.0, and Thread/ZigBee connectivity. RISC-V Milk-V Jupiter 2 SBC benchmarked 60 TOPS NPU and C5K3 SoC. The Milk-V Jupiter 2 is a RISC-V-based single-board computer featuring an C5K3 system-on-a-chip with 8x100 CPU cores and 8A100 neural processing unit and PU cores capable of delivering 60 TOPS. It also includes 8 GB of LPDDR5 RAM, 128 GB of UFS 2.2 storage, and is designed for developers and industrial applications. CoreBlocks 0.2026.7.26. A new version of the CoreBlocks package 0.2026.7.26 is now available for download. NumCon 7.7.1. NumCon for Python is a high-level SDK that bridges the gap between NumPy and native kernels, offering mixed precision, widened accumulators, and backend-specific optimizations, while maintaining buffer protocol interoperability. The API combines NumPy-friendly buffers with native kernels, zero-copy tensor views, and optimized operations for dense, packed, and symmetric matrices. RISC-V market projected to quadruple by 2032, driven by open standard architectures. The RISC-V market is projected to quadruple from $1.31 billion in 2026 to over $4.85 billion by 2032, driven by a shift towards open standard architectures and the adoption of RISC-V as a cost-effective alternative. M5 Stack STAMP C5, a tiny ESP32C5 USB-C board/module with up to 19 GPIO, 3.7V battery support. M5 Stack releases the STAMP C5, a tiny ESP32C5-based EOT board featuring dual-band Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth LA, and ZigBee/Thread connectivity. The module measures 19.1 x 17.6 mm and offers up to 19 GPIO pins, with an external antenna required for wireless connectivity. Designing an Ethernet switch ASIC. Here is a concise summary of the news. The world's first open-source switch ASIC has been designed and is expected to be taped out in November, occupying 711.2 x 325 mm of area on the tiny tape-out GF26B shuttle chip. Rapidus Fab roadmap examined. First new leading-edge chipmaker in decades has 1 Hekano Fab, a 2027 deadline, and 60 potential customers. Rapidus, a leading-edge chipmaker, is planning to produce a 2nm process at its single fab in Chitos, Hokkaido, with a 2027 deadline. The company has secured funding and produced a 2nm gate-all-around prototype, but no high-volume customers have yet committed to the new technology. Indie CMSIS-DAP partner on RISC-V EOT platform as India expands semiconductor design ecosystem. Indie CMSIS and Semtech have partnered on a RISC-V EOT platform, expanding India's semiconductor design ecosystem. The collaboration aims to provide a secure and efficient solution for EOT applications. ESP32C5 DevKit offers 2.8-inch capacitive touch display, dual-band Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5 LiPo battery support. Espressif Systems has released the ESP32C5 Touch LCD 2.8 DevKit, featuring a 2.8-inch capacitive touch display with 320x240 resolution, dual-band Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5 connectivity, as well as LiPo battery support. The board also includes a micro SD card slot, USB-C port, microphone, speaker connector, sensors, and I/O connectors for expansion. MK Linux and the pimped out Apple Workgroup Server 9150. MK Linux, a vintage computing project, has been running on an Apple Workgroup Server 9150. The project focuses on microcomputers 6502, Palm OS, 68K/Power Mac, and Unix workstations, with original articles shared by the author. RISC-V firmware project wants every board booting from the same hymn sheet. U.S. officials hope for a deal with Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz led to crude oil prices falling and global equities rising, driving market volatility. The S&P 500 and Dow hit record highs as investors leaned on tech-led risk rebound and improving Middle East sentiment. Startup swaps costly AI GPUs for ARM cores, and up to 128 TB of cheap LPDDR6 RAM instead of expensive HBM to smash through the memory wall. Majestic Labs, a startup founded by former Google and Meta engineers, has unveiled Prometheus, a server that replaces NVIDIA GPUs with custom ARM-powered AI processing units and up to 128 TB of LPDDR6 memory. This design allows for a massive increase in available memory per processor, promising 1,000 times more memory than traditional GPU-based systems. Aurelian Bumpered, from July 13 to July 19. Fedora contributors are now tracking the start of the Fedora 45 mass rebuild, with maintainers encouraged to monitor Koji for build failures. The rebuild aims to modernize core toolchains, system defaults, and developer environments. $99 Xtank X4 Pro 4.3-inch touchscreen e-reader to support cross-point reader, open-source firmware. Xtank X4 Pro, a 4.3-inch touchscreen e-reader, features an ESP32S3 microcontroller and supports cross-point reader open-source firmware, allowing users to install custom firmware. The device has a 16 GB expandable storage, 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi, Bluetooth connectivity, and a 1100 mAh battery. RW Constraints 0.1.0. The RW Constraints 0.1.0 package has been released, enabling JavaScript functionality on the website for users who had previously encountered errors due to disabled scripts. $54 board pairs Raspberry Pi RP2354 MCU with Trion T8 FPGA and Teensy form factor. ADUVO Engineering has released Forgix, a development board combining a Raspberry Pi RP2354 microcontroller with an FNX Trion T8 FPGA in the Teensy 4.0 form factor. The board features 2 MB flash memory, 16 Mbit PS-ROM, USB-C port, and various interfaces for SPI, I2C, UART, ADC, and custom logic. GNU by Nutils 2.47 released with new RISC-V features, linker improvements, and reproducible builds. GNU by Nutils 2.47 has been released, featuring new assembler, linker, and disassembler capabilities, expanded RISC-V support, reproducible source archives, and bug fixes. The update modernizes the GNU toolchain and enhances its utility in assembling, linking, inspecting, and manipulating executable programs. MadLad builds homebrew GPU using 8192 RISC-V chips. A tech enthusiast has built a homebrew GPU using 8192 RISC-V chips, showcasing the potential of custom-built computing solutions. ReCamera Pro OpenAI camera supports computer vision, LLM, VLM, SDT, and TTS workloads. Seed Studio's RE-Camera Pro is a powerful AI camera featuring a Rockchip RV1126B SoC, 3 TOPS NPU for on-device AI vision, and supports computer vision, large language models, vision language models, speech-to-text, and text-speech workloads. Thanks for watching. Like and comment below. See you in the next update.